but I've seen a lot of photographers on YouTube laughing, rejoicing, just showing their happiness about this thing. I don't know. I didn't have that many issues. I maybe they hate the company for a reason. It's just like I'm here in Berlin and I hate Air Berlin. So if Air Berlin died, I would have a problem stopping myself from rejoicing. However, anytime a company dies, you have people losing their jobs, suffering, and problems. And I'm never ever happy about something like this. Okay, Lexar didn't really die. They just closed the division. I don't know what's going to happen to it, and that's it. I wanted to film this video with the Fuji XT2. I ended up filming it with my Huawei Mate 9 telephone because I have plenty of shit to talk about this camera. I mean, I love the camera, I love the operation, I love taking photos, but all this hype that's going over the internet, it's going on over the internet, I'm starting to think I don't know what to think about it, to be honest. The HDMI output is worse even than any. HDMI, micro HDMI is always shitty. On this one, it's even worse. The camera was restarting every 3 seconds. We had problems all the time. Basically, I couldn't see myself. The screen doesn't pop out like on the GH5, so you can forget about it. So I had no idea if I was in frame or not. And I ended up using the phone. I like this camera, the Fuji, but the software problems and bugs are starting to drive me crazy. I thought about using the remote control to see on the phone how the camera was going to film. No way. It's been searching for a connection for half an hour. It's late. I want to go to sleep. This thing just doesn't work. At least not for me. Maybe it works on an iPhone. I have an Android, but it's not supposed to be like that. Fuji has a serious software problem. If they don't address that, for me, they're out. The fact that they use an APS-C sensor instead of full frame requires a lot of understanding, love, and compassion, I think. No matter what they say, their X-Trans system and better lens, whatever, APS-C sensor, shitty compared to a full frame sensor, no matter what you do. And I also have Sony cameras with APS-C, the Sony a6500. And no matter what people say, I still think it delivers superior quality video and photos. Of course, it doesn't have the color presets than the Fuji pushes on its JPEG files. Whether you consider that to be a professional thing, I don't know. Because you can have similar things on Instagram. So anyway, I'm not a Fuji hater. I love the camera. I'm going to keep it. But I'm just warning you, it is not what people tell you. And it's not a reliable camera yet. Wi-Fi doesn't work. Video is a problem. The battery is just an insult to anybody's intelligent. You make a battery that only makes 300 photos and a couple of minutes of video. This is not normal. And then we have, I'm not convinced about the low light performance of this thing. I still find my Sony 6500 to be much better with an equivalent APS-C sensor size. And no Transx, whatever they're called, sensors. I think the Sony is really superior at the moment. The new Sonys are much better than those things. The only thing about this camera is really this retro look, the commands, the retro commands on top of it. Excellent lens, very good autofocusing. 2 cards, that's a good thing. USB 3 for transfer if you need that, and the colors, their presets are nice, and you can work with the presets in most of the cases. If you're not really going to spend much time retouching a photo, making it perfect, you have a couple of presets that look like classic films, just go for that. but to me that's not perfect. And the fact that Fujifilm refuses to make full frame, I don't care what people say. Um, to me that's just arrogant. It's just like Sony refusing to move their record button in a decent place on their cameras. You know, that's just arrogance. They don't listen to the people. They don't care. Anyway, have a nice evening, and we'll see each other next time with more news.